Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to EA Tetragrammaton, where we are playing This is turn 159. Something to think. Okay, so we've got a number of different things. As per normal, we're just gonna run down the list, try to look at interesting things, and try to not take 50 minutes. So, we had a Crystal Sorceress get attacked by Brass Claws, probably in response to making an Amulet of Anti-Magic. There is a Dwarven Hammer gone. We have an Ishib get attacked by a Lesser Horror. There's another Dwarven Hammer gone. This one, I'm assuming he just gets the blink on us. Yeah, he gets the blink on us. Our casting is interrupted. And as soon as that happens, it's kind of like done. Yeah. Fair enough. Lesser horrors in general, would be way less of a challenge if they didn't have the blink ability. Honestly. We claimed the Throne of the Sun. Cool. We did a Force of Darkness, summoned Kusariku's Infernal Tempest, Curse of Blood, blah 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 blah. There's a Magic Phase battle in Cloudcap Spires. Aha! We have Soferi the Golem. And this boyo does... I wonder. No, it would take so many... No, it takes so many. Okay, so this guy just, you know, teleports onto one of our freaking... our Tartarians, and it's basically a matter of... Sorry. Is our Tart gonna get a chance to fight this guy, or is he just gonna get... No, okay. So he gets routed pretty much instantly off of the Wailing Winds, which is kind of amusing because this guy has 30 morale. So bit of a oof on the check there. But even in the scenario that he had, you know... Ah, see, there we go. So actually, did he... I think he got routed. Lanka attacked no one won. Gotcha. Our Tartarian Cyclops routed, the PD died. I'm assuming there's, like, no one there. Oh, no, it does count. Oh, someone moved in the turn afterwards. Gotcha. Or in the move phase afterwards. We have a pretty good blood hunting turn. Cool. And then a bunch more horror attacks. Mound Fiend won. The Mound Fiend attacked and killed. Unfortunate. And this is over in Silverfangs. This was actually our... I think our original empowered Mound Fiend. If I'm thinking correctly. Yeah, so this was our guy from way back in the day. Getting hit off these horror marks, and unfortunately he just gets mind burned down by these spine mindbrains. But he is immortal. Oh, wait, is he immortal? Mind Fiend's immortal? He's not immortal, so he's gone. So that's unfortunate. He's a Reanimator Priest. I never really realized that. I probably should have made more Mound Fiends and done more reanimation. That probably would have been a good strategy for my death gems for the longest time. Anyways, so we lost him. We've got to be more careful about who is doing what and who has horror marks on them. But again, with horror marks, there's only so much that we could do. You know, is what it is. We have an Elder get killed. We have our God get attacked and defeat a horror. A Defiler of Dreams kills an Elder. I don't know what that Elder was doing, but holy shit, Defiler of Dreams comes after you? We've taken control. Okay, now we have all of the magic, the just normal phase stuff. Okay. Taking control of Misty Bog. We win in Comsath. We win in... we are beaten, actually, in Gatia. Let's watch this real quick. This is a very simple battle. It's just... the fact that there are... Vampire Lords and Mound Kings here. I say Vampire Lords and Mound Kings. There's a Vampire Lord and a Mound King. So, you know. Actually was somewhat surprised that a fire-shielded Frostbrand Titan doesn't just smash this group, actually. Oh, is she set? Ah, that's probably why. She's set to cast, so she fatigues herself out repeatedly. Still, someone actually surprised that they don't fatigue themselves out to a point to where she can catch up. With that fire shield, there's just a slow trickle. Wow. Alright then. Probably, I say probably, but very likely if she was on attack, she would be moving up during each one of these, and she would slowly but surely make way on them. So she retreated to the range of shadow. Did I actually get that? Go to province. Getia. Range of shadow. Oh, okay, there she is. Let's have her... She's on advance and cast spells. Let's have her do attack. Rear, preferably. We'll see how that goes. Because I think we would have won that had... I mean, we didn't, like, lose really heavily, but I think we would have won that by just advancing on them. Or at least we would have advanced into range and then they could have tried to, like, pot shot me. And that would have been a different situation. Alright, Terrace peaks. We die. We lose a Tartarian Titan. What? What happened? So we run into a group of vampires and Raktapadas, and these guys look like they are, you know, they're set up to handle Titan, basically. So we've got 2 Sabbath slaves and 2 Sabbath masters. Horde of Skeleton. Life for life. Okay, so we've got a guy creating chaff, and then we've got a guy popping off with life for life. So let's see how that goes for them, shall we? Hordes of Skeletons. Life for life. Alive. Another life for life. Reinvigoration. They're out of souls now. Okay. Horde of Skeletons. Raise dead. Okay, so... Tart 22 comes into range, starts cleaving, but it looks like basically like decay. Oh, that's what I bet it was. I bet it's finally they get to control the dead proc off. So again, I need to stop doing this. I'm not gonna stop doing it this turn. But Frostbrands are not really good. We've been using them, but they're not really good options for us right now because the AoE does cold damage, and it's not really effective in getting through a lot of these guys. We need to start producing. I might swap things up this turn. We need to start producing firebrands instead. Firebrands are way more effective at cutting through. If we had a firebrand, for instance, right now, we would actually probably be killing these swaths, and we're not. So. Eventually, a control the dead hits, and we have lost. Not lost a Titan, but we have lost a Titan to the other side, so that's unfortunate. I believe that's how Control the Dead works. Anyway, so that was Terrace Peaks. We've got Halamire. We conquer that by throwing a bunch of thralls at the problem. Arcadus, we win a little raid there. We get hit in Wood of Many Paths, and we defeat them. They basically bump a Tartarian Cyclops, and he pushes them back. That's over here. Yeah. Pass, very good. We take Wetlands, we take Trottern, we take the Womb, and then we get the reprisals, basically. We get hit in Delca, and this is a good one. Kind of a good one. So this is a pretty big army coming in. I say big army. This is 300 plus undead and a couple of vampires, right? So really not a big deal. But we do not have much here. We do, however, have a bunch of water elementals. And more to the point, less than the water elementals, really, is the amount of Ishibs that, after those water elementals, right, are able to come forward. And there you can see, just start deleting large swaths of undead with Final Rest. So, because Ishibs are Priest 2, they actually do a great job of just banishing out the undead. Very, very nice. Unfortunately, there's just a few too many, and they are being reinforced by the 3 Vampire Lords. And we've got a Wraith Lord in here that is kind of cutting people up. So, we do unfortunately end up losing this, but we do a fair amount of damage first, and we actually do not lose that much on the grand scheme of things. So if we take a look, the Holy Avenger, that was at Delca. Yeah, so we take a look, we actually killed 360 of their undead units, so the vast majority of their chaff is gone. Obviously we didn't kill their leaders, but still. Their leaders aren't going to siege the place down. And we only lost 2 Ishibs and 9 of our guards. So actually a pretty decent run. We do lose the PD, obviously, which is annoying. But not a bad trade. Scrawl Point, we lose. No big deal. Ghost Haven, we get hit. We can see, right? He is sending groups of vampires around. We hit in Eterol and Wen. We defeat a unit in Greenwoods, so very good. We don't get the kill, but we do defeat them. Boddenwell, we get hit and lose. We attack in Erd, but we are beaten. Again, another scenario of basically just destroying all the undead, but not being able to defeat the vampire, the undead, the summoners, basically. We get hit in Moss Woods and lose. We get hit in Mag and lose. We attack in Sinkhole Swamp and win. Little group of long deads, basically. Easy peasy. We get hit in Cloudcap Spires and lose. We have taken control of Trebon. We get hit in Trebon, and then we immediately lose. And this one I kind of feel is super unfortunate. So we have a Vampire Lord and some Fiends of Darkness up against 2 Liches. And I would honestly normally put that as a pretty good option. Only these guys start off with immediate horde of skeletons. And as our guys are up in the air, they come down, and they come down in the worst kind of like lineup. They come down just all around these undead. None of them even touching either of the Liches, which is just crap. So these undead turn on them. They get another set of undead directly on top. A couple of them go up, and then they go back down on more undead. Fucking hit the Liches. Like, these guys are super unprotected. Very easy kills, but our Fiends of Darkness just went for bad targets, basically. Like, and the problem with the Fiends of Darkness being is they are not super beefy. So once they get turned on, they get decimated pretty quickly. And now a singular Vampire Lord is not going to be able to face off against 2 Liches. So that's a loss. Okay, in Ross we attack and win. In Feverfens we attack and win. In Eal we attack and win. We've taken Ivermark. We hit in Highwoods and win. We hit in Obelschen and win. It was a pretty easy one. Unexpected events. We're getting the toads from the sky stuff. So he's hitting us with unrest bombs, which are somewhat annoying, but I think maybe the bigger deal is all the units that get diseased. We have a lot of, I mean, we have Gift of Health, but Gift of Health isn't going to be able to deal with all of these. That's a lot of disease to deal with. So that's unfortunate. In World Pillar, we get 15 more defense, so that's nice. Not great, but nice. Witch Haven, we get more fire gems. We've started to destroy the fort in Misty Bog, which is cool. We've started to destroy the gate in High Woods, but it's very slow. Where's High Woods? I don't think I actually want to sit on that, do I? Well, actually, yeah, I'll sit on it. Sure, why not? For now, anyways. Probably change our tune here in a second. And then we have a bunch of patrolling, right? We're under siege in Scraw Point, and there's a minor amount of damage. 7 damage. We're not gonna get cracked anytime soon there. And we've got a whole bunch of individuals regenerating, so cool. All right, got a lot of movements, mostly focused in 3 main areas, right? We're thrusting westward from the Rafabolia area. We're thrusting westward from the Realm of Silence area, right? Really basically into Old Mictlan, into Old Saramatia are our 2 targets. And then we have a lot of readjustments and counter raiding in our Heartland. So, let's talk about, I guess, most of these, right? Most of these are going to be just very simple moving Tartarians. We are trying to rely on our Tartarians being able to take out a large portion of his undead, even if they lose. And here's the thing, right? He has thousands and thousands and thousands of long dead, right? But if I'm killing 200 in this battle, 300 in that battle, 80 in that battle, another 80 in this battle, another 200 in this battle, and that's like a turn, we are killing more than he's generating. I can all but guarantee it. And even if we're not killing as much as he is generating, there's still the issue of him mobilizing them and moving them from his generation centers out into the field. We have way more mobility when it comes to that. Now, he has flexibility. I'm kind of waiting for him to start splitting up these vampire groups and trying to take out some of our provinces without a 3-stack or a 2-stack, but so far he's not doing that yet. So, moving into Swande with Tart 29, moving into Black Harbor with Tart 19, into Terrace Peaks with Tart 26, into Bakar with Tart 29, our Monstrum, into Sinafe with Tart 6, into Yeta with Tart 18, and this is more counter rating fairness. And then we're starting to do the stealth and strike strat, right? Our tarts we're just throwing out there. They're big dumb bricks that we're kind of just slinging at Lanka. But our liches, especially the ones that have Shademail Hobberkins on them, and our vampire lords, right? We can use them as more surgical strikes, right? Stealth attack, stealth attack, stealth attack, and have a much better ratio of taking down Lunken internal territory. Okay? So that's the big push around the Mictlan area. We're still sieging down Highwoods. If he hits us, knocks us off Highwoods, that's fine. I'm potentially going to be sending, not this turn, but I'm potentially going to be sending something to try to deal with the force at Mictlan. Midland is not a very valuable location for us anymore. I mean, on the grand scale of things, but it is a little army that we don't really want to leave behind our forces. It could, for example, strike out towards White Forest if we move our forces from Villia. So we definitely want to deal with it, but we want to deal with it. We want to deal with it simply, right? I don't want to launch a bunch of flames from the sky and lose a flame spirit and a set of boosters or anything like that. So we're gonna try to figure out if we can do this a little more surgically. We'll see. Up in the Raphobolian area, we are hitting Cloud's Cap Spires with Vamp 7, and then just, sporadically attacking into Karnag with Tart 20, attacking into Stone Heavens with Vamp 38 and Vamp 45. We're going to start bundling our forces too. Vamp 46 and Vamp 37 are heading into Behemoth's Rest. We are moving some Elders around, just being cheeky. We're counter-raiding into Moss Woods with Vamp 53. And then we are counter-raiding in Coast Haven with Vamp 19 and Vamp 53. In our Heartland, we are just doing a bunch of counter-raiding in Scrawl Point with King 1, Mound King, and a bunch of Long Dead, counter-raiding into Underspring with 2 Liches, counter-raiding into Mag with Tart 25, just kind of moving some units around. We're moving Tart 31 back to Rim Mountains to potentially grab a Ring of Regeneration instead of this Ring of Tamed Lightning. And also so that he can potentially Cloud Trapeze as something if he wants to. We are moving Tart 25 up in... We already talked about that. Moving Tart 25 up to Mag. We're moving and patrolling some units from Tenera into Neotha. We are building a temple in Neotha. Again, the kind of like... the factor of just trying to make sure we have temples everywhere that we can safely hold. And go from there, right? We should... At this point in the game, we should... pretty much probably have almost all of our territory forted and templed, but I have been focused on other things. So, but getting good Dom push is still going to be very, very important for us. That's part of the plan. We are counter-attacking in Delca. Doesn't look like he's got anything that he's moving in immediately necessarily. So I'm assuming he's probably going to pull back, and this be kind of like a feint in Delca. So I'm assuming he's probably going to pull back, but we're breaking siege with a bunch of our Ishibs, and we're sending in Vamp 52 with a bunch of Storm Demons. So that'll be cool. Well, I actually kind of want to have Storm Demons on this guy. Okay. We are sending some vampires out into various different locations. These are going to try to be blood hunters or patrollers for blood hunting areas. Again, I think it's going to be very good for us to have patrollers that are capable of doing life for life. Those will be very good at taking down things like Raksharajas or even other well, what are the dancey ones? The ones with multiple limbs, the kind of like Shiva influenced ones. They're not Devas, are they? I can't remember what they're called. But that should be a good matchup there as well, basically. And that's pretty much it for movement. I say that. We've got some more stealth going into Forest of Long Nights, and we're doing a move and attack into Omia. Stealthing into... gonna try to get some more scouts into his fucking territory, but we're having a hard time of that right now, honestly. I should be recruiting... probably be recruiting scouts here. Try to get some scouts in and around his territory more. So, a pretty simple turn for us, mostly counterattacking in our Heartland. Again, kind of like maintaining the status quo of us knowing, quote-unquote, that Javalkish and Sleepy Wolds are kind of like the big targets. However, the more I think about it, the more that I'm like, maybe Grainport, maybe Sleepy Mountains are where I would rather go. So I'm kind of entertaining those options. I'm rebuilding forces in Halbathria and in Pangaea, though somewhat slowly because our income is starting to go down pretty drastically. However, I think we might be able to get to the point to where we can safely hold White Forest with those reinforcements in the near future, and then we could potentially strike out from Villia to something like Sleepy Mountains or to something like Grainport. Same thing kind of with the Realm of Silence, right? That option. So, what are we doing as far as rituals and forging and that type of stuff goes? So, we've got the obvious over here in Silverfangs. We're doing a Curse of Blood, we're doing an Infernal Tempest, and a Force of Darkness. We've got a new Vamp taken over from where our Mound Fiend left off. Has a Skull Staff, is casting Curse of Blood, is not horror marked, so hopefully we won't have to worry about anything over there. This Gudu is not horror marked, although will probably eventually get horror marked because of the Armor of Souls. Wait, no, not the Armor of Souls. One of these taints, doesn't it? Oh, okay, cool, sweet. I guess our other Gudu just got tainted in the process, basically. So that's good. So we're doing that. We are doing a bunch of Kusarikus. We're doing Kusarikus in Trackless Waste, in in Rafabolia, in Villia, and in Realm of Silence. Why are we doing so many Kusarikus? Because it gets us something, and because if we lose an Earth Gudu, who gives a shit, right? Basically. Earth Gudus are kind of like the bottom of the barrel for us right now. They do not do terribly much when it comes to the actual battles. Sure, it's nice to get some Legions of Steel out, and they can, on the occasion, do, like, we could throw in a bunch of Earth Elementals or, you know, Maws of the Earth or something, right? But they're just not that great, right? They're great for forging, they're great for summoning, but they're not that great in battle, so if we lose a couple of them, so what? But if we can take, 10 turns and gain 20 more Kusarikus, that could matter, right? I would much rather be summoning things like Anzus with our Oogalus, but losing an Oogaloo that is kitted out with a freaking winged helmet and a bag of winds compared to a Gudu who has nothing, that's just not even a comparison. So we're not doing that. We are, however, doing a Gift of Reason on our god. Again, that scenario of he is much more likely to survive an attack from a Doom Horror than anybody else doing Divine Name or Gift of Reason, and having tarts is still important for us, so we're still doing that. We've got a number of tarts. We've got 3 tarts sitting here that all 3 of them could work. So, gonna start trying to do that basically every turn. And we are, with a current tart, Cloud Trapezing. Okay, so this Tartarian is Cloud Trapezing into Norville. This is probably going to result in this Tartarian's demise, but I don't know, we'll see, right? I'm kind of testing I'm not super worried about the Cloud Trapeze getting the tart killed. Again, it's a tart. It should be able to handle most types of horrors that it goes up against, right? But I'm assuming Lanka's going to be able to respond relatively quickly. But I want him to kind of be afraid of me not being afraid. So we'll see how that goes. That is it for the rituals this turn. As far as forging goes, we're doing normal stuff. We've got a lot of boots right now. A lot of extra random gear that we're picking up from kills. We're forging another Scutata Volturnus in order to do a second group here. Doing another Ring of Regeneration. Doing another Frostbrand, although, like I said, I'm probably going to turn that off. We're doing 2 more Demon Banes. Need to increase our Demon Bane production. Another Dragon Helmet just to finish out this group. We're doing 4 Amulets of Anti-Magic, 2 to finish out these gear sets, and 2 just because we want to start throwing those on Vampire Lords and Liches. We're doing a Shade Mail Hobberkin for that exact same reason, right? To go on a Lich with an Amulet of Anti-Magic to be a fucking little annoying stealthy raider. We're doing a Skull Staff just because we're kind of low on Skull Staffs, and we're doing 3 Endless Bags of Wine because supplies are becoming annoying issues in various places. We were starving in Trackless Wastes this turn, which was a pain in the butt. We were close to starving in Perenna this turn. We were very close to starving in Kohnberg this turn. And we do not have enough bags of wine to move or to zero-sum armies like the army in So, we're probably going to start doing a couple of those every turn and crossing our fingers. And that's pretty much it. It's a very simple turn. This is kind of a war of attrition until we have to make some desperate moves, or until we are successful. I think our slow push westward through the old Saramatian territory and the old Mictlan territory, I think this is going to be positive for us. I think we are mostly going to win out in those areas. And if that is the case, I actually want to come here. If that is the case, I would actually, I think that by threatening Grainport and threatening Sleepy Mountains with these westward pushes, we're really gonna squeeze Lanka. I also know that Lanka has basically freely admitted that, you know, he's basically blood hunted all of his land out. Not all of it into the ground necessarily, but if we take a look at, and we just took Arcadis, it's not really got much here. It's very small population, right? And that's the vast majority of his provinces. So once you are super late game and you're a blood nation and you've blood hunted all of your provinces down, you don't really have much else to do. So you don't have income, you don't have really as much blood income as you once did. And here's the other thing, now that he's put up Astral Corruption, he's in the same boat as I am with not being able to do stuff that's blood, right? So even though he probably has a comparable income, gem income to me, he has just as much pain using it as I do. So, very interesting scenario. I think we're maybe set up to do well. Again, it depends on if Hinnom strikes out against me. He's still got a lot of power sitting in his capital. If Relay strikes out against me, actually strikes out against me, they have basically taken all of my water, which is annoying, except for over here in the east, Alluvia and Green Waters. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. All right, that's going to be it for the turn. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye, everybody. And yes, I didn't forget about the Frost Brands. I just don't want to do it right now. I'll do it later. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.